turn of my wallet. Hey guys, what's up? JoZ back again with another Vikings game preview, and this time we're home versus the Ravens this Sunday coming up, another noon game. So let's talk about it, and let's start off with the injury report. Starting with the home team, we go to Minnesota, and we see that it's not too big of a list. Starting off, Michael Floyd with a hamstring injury did not participate. This is all as of the 18th, so Wednesday. Stephon Diggs, a groin injury, did not participate. Nick Easton, calf injury, did not participate. Sam Bradford, knee injury, of course, did not participate. Anthony Barr, his concussion and also an ankle injury, did not participate. Xavier Rhodes, shoulder injury, limited participation. Mackenzie Alexander, hip, limited participation. Andrew Sendejo is dealing with a groin injury, limited participation. And Emmanuel Lemur and Jerick McKinnon were listed on here as well, but they had full participation as of Wednesday. So the main points out of those players are wide receivers. Both Stephon Diggs and Michael Floyd are big parts of our offense. Of course, Stephon Diggs has got the numbers. Michael Floyd is pretty much just the guy. Michael Floyd only really lasted a game half the game last week. And a lot of that's kind of due to a little bit of fatigue, I would think. Don't play for 4 weeks, and you go in there and you can easily get a little hamstring injury. So I don't want to look too far into that one. I think he'll probably be able to go, and if he's not, it's okay. It's an open position for Stacy Coley or Roddy Adams to come in and be wide receiver. Same thing with Stephon Diggs. We know we want him, but it's the Ravens. I'll get to that shortly, but I think we'll be fine against them regardless. Nick Easton, I thought Searles played just fine at left guard without him, so I think they're about the same skill level there. Bradford is so up in the air that we have no idea what he's going to do for the rest of the season. He could be out this week and then be fine for the rest of the year, or never play down in the NFL again. He's so up in the air, we have no idea. Xavier Rhodes, he's such a warrior. I think he'll be out there, but I don't think it'll be a big difference either way. Same thing with Mackenzie Alexander. I want him to be out there, though, of course. Andrew Sendejo, limited participation. I thought Anthony Harris filled in for him very well last week, so not a big deal there. Emmanuel Lemur had full participation. I really want him to play. And Jerick McKinnon. Anthony Barr, it would be a big drop-off if he cannot play. I thought Lemur played well last week. You didn't even know Barr was hurt. I got the notification on my phone. Otherwise, the announcers were talking about Aaron Rodgers the whole game, so you would have no idea about Anthony Barr going out with a concussion. So I think Lemur can fill in well for him. I think we could very well be in the nickel a lot of this game as well. That we were in the nickel 100% of our snaps last week. So I think this week will be more of a 4-3 style defense, with the Ravens passing game not being very good. But now, before we get too sidetracked, let's go to the Ravens injury report, and let's start off with the players that did not participate, and that is their wide receiver Perriman, guard Skura, cornerback Smith, offensive tackle Stanley, tight end Watson, running back West, tight end Williams, linebacker Williams. Now let's go to the players that are limited in practice. That is defensive back Levine, wide receiver Macklin, wide receiver Mike Wallace, defensive tackle Davis, cornerback Hill, defensive tackle Williams. And this is all, of course, as of Wednesday. Though the big names out of here are the 3 wide receivers and Benjamin Watson, their tight end. All 3 of the receivers are speedsters and could be threats to us. So if they are all at least slowed down, that's a big help for us, for not having to worry about those deep balls. So let's look at the Ravens as a team, and it does not look very good. Offensively, overall, they're the 24th ranked offense. They're at 19 points per game, 289.2 yards a game, which is 29th, 159.7 yards a game, and 129.5 rush yards, which is 7th. That's the only thing they actually rank fairly well in. Everything else is 24 or higher, so they aren't very good at all offensively. And when you're going against a top 5 defense the Vikings have, I think it'll be a very good game for our Vikings defense to really show out, even if we have a few injuries. Defensively, they're okay. They're 11th overall with 20.7 points a game. They give up 330.8 yards total a game, which is only 16th. 189.5 pass yards a game, which is very good. That's 5th. but they give up 141.3 rush yards a game, which is 30th. So this is telling me very good pass defense, but we can run all day on them if we have a good running back. So Jerick McKinnon injury is really glaring now. Here, if we can't have Dalvin Cook and Jerick McKinnon out, because I don't think we have seen nearly enough of Latavius Murray that he can take the whole load and give us 20 to 30 carries with 4.5 average or higher. So I think we really have to hope that Jerick McKinnon has at full health, can have a really good game against the Ravens. So on the year, the Ravens have been very inconsistent starting off. Week 1, they shut out the Bengals 20-0. Next week, they will beat the Browns 24-10, if that even is considered a win. They lose to the Jaguars 44-7. This is where the turnaround happens. Then they get stomped into the week after, the 1st of October, 26-9 to the Steelers. They win. They beat the Raiders 30-17. Then they lose to Chicago. So they seem to be losing to the bad teams and beating the good teams, except for the Steelers. So unless they feel like absolutely lighting us up out of nowhere, I think we have a really good chance in this game. So as far as players to watch, let's look at some of their stars. Let's just look at some individual stats first. Joe Flacco has been having a very bad year. He threw the ball 185 times. He completed it 116 times. That is a 62.7 completion percentage. But he has 4 touchdowns on the year and 8 interceptions. He's been throwing the ball to the other team. I think he might have come down with some color blindness. Joe Flacco has been god awful this year. The rushing game has been bad as well. Javarius Allen's our leading rusher with 76 attempts for 281 yards. That's only a 3.7 average, so nothing to really look for there. Terrence West, 39 attempts for 138 yards, a 3.5 average. So their 2 main running backs haven't done a whole lot at all. Only 4 rushing touchdowns on the year, so they have not been able to punch the ball in at all when they get to the goal line. Receiving, leading receiver is our tight end Benjamin Watson with 24 receptions for 176 yards. That doesn't really blow anybody away. Next is Mike Wallace with 15 for 239 yards. So that's all they really have offensively. Post-edit, let's talk about one thing I forgot. I am kind of scared about their biggest mismatch offensively is the fact that their 3 receivers, despite not producing a whole lot, are very speedy, and that on Terrence Newman really scares me. So if there would ever be a game where we don't play a lot of Terrence Newman, and it's mostly Xavier Rhodes if he's healthy, Trey Waynes, Mackenzie Alexander again if he's healthy, and then we throw Tremaine Brock out there for extra depth, I think that'd be better. And Terrence Newman won't get burned too much because Macklin and Wallace are old, but they still got some decent speed on them. So that's the biggest mismatch. Brett talked about it. So, you know why I'm here? Tackle that like button, sack the subscribe button, and enjoy the rest of the video. You made it this far, might as well like it. Jeremy Macklin is 16 for 159. He's been okay, but their whole offense has been a pretty big letdown. Defensively, their leading tackler on the year, C.J. Mosley, who is a really good young middle linebacker with 55 tackles, has not yet picked up a sack yet. Eric Weddle's a very good veteran safety with 30 tackles, and he has 2. So they have talent. Terrell Suggs is still on the team. He's still doing good, but he's starting to slow up a little bit, so he's not nearly as much of a threat as he was 3 to 5 years ago. But the Ravens still have a few pieces on their defense. Their starting corners are really good. The other ones aren't as great. So especially the Vikings have Stephon Diggs and Floyd healthy, we could really pull away. Keenum could look really bad just because it's Keenum. We could have one of those very inconsistent, poor outings out of Keenum, and I think we could still win this game. I think if we throw for 150 yards and we can run for 90 yards, I think our defense can do enough that we can pretty much throw a shutout defensively. So let's look at final score prediction time. Since our defense is so much better than their offense, we could pretty much pitch a shutout. We could throw for 150 yards and run for 90 yards and still come out with a W in this one. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident that our Vikings will win this one at home, and we'll start this winning streak. I think 27 to 10. We'll do a very good game all the way around, and it shouldn't really be close. If it's closer than that, something went wrong. Very, very wrong. But there we have it. Tell me your score predictions in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new. We'll see you guys in the next Jet Z Vikings video. See ya.